Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your district.
Well, Rena Moran, and I am a mother of 7. I am a progressive Democrat who believes in social, racial, and economic justice. But I'm also a community leader in many ways who have the life experience of many of the neighbors, the voters, the residents of my district. And my district is the Rondo, Frogtown, North End, Mount Airy, Capitol Heights neighborhood, a very diverse community, which is what I love about the community. It's 31% African American, 31% Hmong, 31% Caucasian, and then we have others like Oromo and Somali and some Latinos, but very diverse, very, in my opinion, very unique district with families who all seem to, love their community, want the best for themselves and their families and their children, and really are finding ways to be the breadwinners of their home.
What led you to run for state representative?
As a community organizer, I had been on the ground organizing around issues that have been impacting our community. Issues around affordable housing, issues around a light rail that's is coming into our community, issues around taxes, and just more than that, just being a mother, and wanting to be a part of my children's future and the future of my grandkids. And an opportunity came. My representative, Saital, decided to retire. It was an open seat, and I decided to get into this race because I really strongly felt and still feel that I can be the voice of the community.
If you could offer up the first bill of this session, what would it be?
If I can offer up the first bill, it would be around education. I think we need a strong educational system. We need funding for early childhood education. Again, my district is a district of many families. With that comes our children, our most priceless should I say entity, or so we need to invest in early childhood education. We know that 90% of our children's brain is developed by 5 years of age. We know that if our children can enter kindergarten ready and prepared and are reading by 3rd grade, they're more apt to be successful in school and in life. And that's what we want. We want to build a strong workforce so that we can have, a generation of people, of young people, who can invest in our economy.
When the end of session finally rolls around in May, what will determine whether or not you have been a successful legislator?
I'm in the minority right now, but in my own perfect world, if I can move some legislation around funding early childhood education, Head Start, daycare. If I can do that, that would be awesome. If come May and I have engaged my community in this process, then I would have done so much in bringing a community voice from the community to the Capitol, and the issues and concerns and what's going on here from this Capitol back into the community. In a way that people are more informed, they're more engaged, and they're more educated. That's the prize for me.
If you could sit down and have a conversation with anyone living or deceased, who would it be, and what would you talk about?
I would love to have a conversation with our president, Barack Obama. And I would love to have that conversation because I believe that there's huge, from day one of him entering the office, huge obstacles. There was huge concerns. We had an economy that was in dire trouble. And there was so much, and still is so much, that we need to do as a country, as a state, as a nation. There's so much we need to do. And I would just like to have a conversation with him about how he can, and what do he see going forward, and what can I do? What can my community do? What can we do as a state to get us back into a place where we are supporting all families, every family, where we can go beyond just our district, just who I'm representing, and realizing that this is much bigger, so much bigger than me, just my district, but what impacts my district impacts the rural community. What impacts the rural community impacts the urban community. And how he see us moving forward in a way that will be, that will serve all of us. And what will be the obstacles in his mind of getting us there. And I would just love to hear from him. You know, he had great expectations, and we all do. We all do going into this election, and how those expectations cut short by the issues of joblessness, by the issues of an educational system that seems to be failing many of our young people, by an economy where businesses are not and banks are not investing in livelihoods of people. I would love to have that conversation and that insight coming from the top. And I think that would help me. I think that would encourage me. I think that would help me around expectations of what can and cannot be done.
Well, I've reached the end of my questions. Is there anything else that you would like to talk about or something that you would like to add?
I am truly so excited to be here. My race was a hard race, but it was a race about engaging a community of people to not just talk about me, but to listen and hear from them. And so over the next 2 years, that's my goal, is to continue to engage a community of people in this process and what it means, what this looks like. And I am just elated to have the opportunity to do that. Being the first African-American woman, person, to come to the House of Representatives from St. Paul means a lot. It entails a lot. And my hope is that I will encourage another young lady, another young person, another mother to step out and believe that anything and everything is possible. It's going to take a little work. It takes a lot of work sometimes, but that's okay. It can be done. And finally, I just want to say that this has been a huge learning experience for me, for my family, who opened up their hearts, their doors, our door to our house, to allow me to do the work that needed to be done to represent a great district, and I am so thankful for that.
Well, thank you for sitting and talking with us.
Thank you.